Plaintiff William Schwan says one day while he was at work, another driver hit his parked car. And when he went out to assess the scene, the driver of the other car was passed out behind the wheel, and William caught it on camera. William later learned that the car belonged to the defendant, and she had allowed her friend to drive it. So he's suing the car owner for the damages. Defendant Kimberly Dravis admits that on the day of the accident, she loaned her car to a family friend because he said his son was in the hospital. Kimberly claims she contacted the police after her friend didn't return the car that night, and she didn't even see her vehicle again for nearly 2 months.
Start with you.
All right, so on August 5th, about 1:10, 1:15, I had 2 customers come into my work. I work at one of the top 5 delis in St. Louis. I asked them how their day was going. They said, better than the guy outside. I said, what happened? He said, there was an accident outside. So I finished taking their order. I proceeded to go out our employee door. I went out the employee door, and I realized, oh my God, it's my car. So it's my car that is the one that has been hit. The driver of the vehicle is passed out at the wheel. So I called 911 to let them know that he's passed out and there was an accident. Police and...
Do you think he was knocked unconscious?
I honestly have no idea what happened. When I went out there, that was... I was more worried it was my car.
Care about the man.
I was worried. That's why I called the 911.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's dead, but I ain't gonna do with that. I checked his damage. He'll be all right.
So, in the meantime, while EMS and police are on their way, I proceeded to take out my phone and take a small video. I actually have a video that the court is here if you're willing to play it. That shows...
Did the man survive?
Yes, he did.
All right, let's see.
So, in this video, what you're going to see is that's him passed out at the wheel. That's my car right there parked.
I don't mean to laugh, but that is something.
Things you don't see or hear in this video, the music is blaring. The car is still in drive. As you see, the taillights are still on. And the right front tire is up on the curb, and you'll see in just a second here. So, this is the initial video I took.
All jokes aside, he could have hit someone.
Could have been a lot worse.
That's horrible.
Because in that neighborhood, there's a lot of people that walk around. So, after that, the EMS and police were the first to arrive on the scene. They ended up waking him up when they arrived. They got him out of the vehicle. They were going to give him a field sobriety test, but they knew he was that annihilated that they basically said, you're going straight in. So they take him off. The officer gives me a police report number, and that was the end of the day. I look inside the vehicle after the cops and everything had all left. There's a 5th vodka that is gone, and there's a 6-pack that had been worked on, let's put it that way. The insurance card was actually inside the car on the driver's seat. So I snapped a photo of it real quick to make a claim. Then I get a letter back from them about 2 weeks later stating that they're not responsible because the vehicle was uninsured. I went to the City of St. Louis Police Department and got my police report. That's when I found out the driver of the vehicle was not the owner of the vehicle. The owner of the vehicle is actually the defendant over here.
We'll be right back. And on the next Judge Mathis. If William Schwan says the defendant's friend borrowed her car, drove drunk, and after he ran into William's car, he was caught on camera passed out behind the wheel.
It was a bad deal. I feel for the guy.
What do you mean?
He was just a friend of the family, and he come with me saying he had an emergency, that his son was bad sick in the hospital.
Came to you where?
To my home in Hannibal.
How long has you known?
I maybe known him 3 months. And said his son was bad sick in the hospital, and he needed a ride to St. Louis.
How far do you live from St. Louis?
About 100 miles. I said, he told me he would have my Jeep back that night by 10:30. That his son, like I said, was bad sick, not looking to make it in the hospital. So I told him he could use my Jeep if he had it back. I work 80 hours a week. I have temporary custody of my grandchildren.
Just curious, did you know where the son was suffering from?
He never said.
You didn't ask.
No.
You all are close enough for you to give him your car, but you're not close enough to ask the man, what is his son about to die from?
No, I did not ask.
Good enough. What else you want to know?
Well,
You said you work 80 hours a week.
Yep, and when he did not bring my Jeep back by 10:30, August the 5th, I contacted the police department that morning, Thursday morning, August the 6th, and asked them if I could report it stolen. And they told me that I could not. They would do an attempt to locate because they thought possibly there was a miscommunication. On Saturday, August the 8th, I called the police back and asked them, Vance, my Jeep's not back. Can I now report it stolen? So as August the 8th, they did say it was reported a stolen vehicle. I never received my Jeep back until September the 29th.
How many times had you seen him?
Maybe 3,
3 times.
maybe.
Okay. Have you spoken with the defendant about it?
I had no contact with the defendant.
This is the first time?
This is the first time I've ever seen or met the defendant.
All right, the issue here, ma'am, is whether you were negligent in giving him your car. He is at fault, but let me go over what you just told me. You told me that you gave your car to a man you had only seen 3 times because he told you his son was about to die. You don't know him well enough to even show any concern to ask him what is his son about to die from. You don't know him well enough to know whether he was an alcoholic or not.
Did not.
Therefore, you're negligent for giving it to a person who you knew nothing about. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.